Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Walt here. Next week, I'm going to be orchestrating a Beastie Boys song, which we're all going to be a part of. It's going to be awesome. And on top of that, I'm going to be discussing what time signatures are. But this week, we're going to learn how to apply the notes to guitar. So let's just jump right into it. Feel free to subscribe, rate, comment, ask me questions, whatever you want. This week, we're going to learn how to line the notes to the guitar and the piano. This is part one. Part two will be for the piano. So the problem is that you see these notes. How do you play them? You know, it's great to see them. So what I've done is that I've taken a piece of paper and I just drew out how you would read them. So here's your treble clef. All right, then here's your five staves, your five lines on a staff. Here's E, G, B, D, F. But now, where are they at? So here in red, I've written the open strings on the guitar. Here's the guitar, and here's the tuning pegs. Okay, here's the neck, here's the strings, here's the nut, here's the frets. Okay, so now we're going to look at this. Here's the 6 strings on the guitar. E, A, D, G, B, E. This E is the one that's closest towards your face, the closest towards the ceiling. This E is the one that's closest towards the floor. It's pointing down towards your feet. So here's your 6 strings, E, A, D, G, B, E. I've written them in red. And all of the other notes I've written in black so that these guys stand out a little bit more. So now let's see what I did. Here in red are the notes E, A, D, G, B, and then E. And what I've done is that on the staff I've actually circled in red the coordinating notes. So if you ever were to see this D written on a piece of staff paper, which I'm sure you see a lot, that is actually the open D string. And where's that open D string? Well, it's right here. And so here's the 6 strings. Here's the 6 notes, E, A, D, G, B, E, and that's how you would play them. So let's just jump right into our first little drill. Here's three notes. There's your treble clef. Here's your 3 notes, A, C, and E. And if you were to play them together, that's your chord. Or if you were to play them separately, that's referred to as an arpeggio. An arpeggio is nothing more than just a broken chord, whereas this is a complete chord. So now, where would you find these 3 notes? So here you have, as you might know from the earlier tutorials, this note here is F, this is A, this is C, and this is E. So if you were to see this chord on a piece of music, A, C, and E, the way you would play it is you would have to find out where this A is first. Well, this A, and we're going to go back to this drawing here. This A is actually on the G string, okay? And it's right here. Here's your G, and then there's your A. So when you see this A, it's actually this A. And when you see this E, this open E, it's actually this open E string here. So let's take these 3 notes, A, C, and E, and here you have it, A, C, and E. Going from here to here is going up, okay, on a piece of music. So this is low, these are low notes, okay, and then if I were to take it all the way up, you'll see the notes getting higher and higher and higher. These notes are higher, okay? And so this G, you'll notice, is not the same as this G, because this G right here is this G, and this G is this G. I hope I'm not confusing you too much, but just so you know, here's the notes. All right, so now we're going to go back here and look at Sibelius. So here we have the notes on the guitar, and what if we were to take this note here and play it? Okay, that's great, but now you have to know what note this is. Well, I'm going to cheat real quick and just write it out for you. That's a D. Okay, and the way that you know is because this note up top here is a D. Because remember, in the spaces it's F, A, C, and then E. And so this note before E and after C is D. So here's D. If it goes up 1, it's E. If it goes back down one, it's back to D. If it goes down one again, it's C. If it goes down one again, it's B, and it just continues. This would be C. This would be C. So you can kind of get a feel for what's going on here. D, E, D, C, B, C, C, and I'll write this in right here, A. So now let's take these notes. This is a D. Let's take these notes and find out how to play them on the guitar. So here we have D, E, D, C, B, C, C, A. Well, let's find out where this D is right here. So notice how the D is on the 4th line. So we're going to go here. D is on the 4th line. Here it is right here. Here's the 1st line, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and then 5th line. So there's D on the 4th line. And as you can see, you look for which string it's on. This D is on the B string. Okay, B, C, D. Well, let's go to the B string. Here it is, B string. B, C, D. This D is this D here. So now, when you look at what's written here, D, E, D, C, you simply just have to look at for what's written, and that's this. You would go D, E, D, C, B, C, C, A. Okay? And real quick, let me just discuss to you what unisons are. Unisons are two notes that are written the same on a piece of staff paper, but you play them at two different positions on the guitar. And a perfect example of that is every time that you tune your guitar, what you're doing is that you're using the unisons to your advantage. So let's take this A. This open A string, which is right here, okay? This open A string is the same as this A here. And the reason why is because if you go up E on your E string, E, F, G, A, B, C, it's the same as going up E, F, G, A, B, C. Alright? So that if you were to play this A, it's the same as playing this A, which both of these notes are the same as this A written on a piece of music. Alright? So when you tune your guitar, you play your 5th string, your 5th fret on your E string in order to tune this string. The reason why is because these two are the same notes. Alright? And once you get that, you just walk up B, C. Now, people are probably asking, why are notes connected in some places and they're not in others? So, for example, why is there a space between this F and this G, and there's no space between this B and this C? The reason is because in music, there's what we call sharps and flats between every note. And only two notes do not have a note between them, and that's E to F and B to C. Every other note has a space between it. So, for example, E to F is 1 fret, F to G is 2, G to A is 2, A to B is 2, B to C is 1, C to D is 2. And that's just how it goes. There's 12 notes in music. There used to be 13, and I'm not going to get into how that came about. But if you want this, let me know. Now, don't worry about how long you hold the notes. There's only two. Remember what I said in my earlier tutorial is that there's only two parts to music. There's only the notes, okay, these notes here, and the rhythms, which are the actual lines. See these lines here? Those are these are the rhythms. So what you would do is that in order to read a piece of music is that you combine both of them. You combine the notes and you combine the rhythms. And I hope that helps with lining up this piece of music on how to play it to the guitar.